Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Hello, Captains, and welcome to the live broadcast recording of episode 523 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. I want to thank everybody who's in the chat tonight for being a part of it
welcome.
with us. We got some, I see some new names around here. Hello to Josh, Just Treeset. Matt Black, what's up, Matt Black? And Josh Heinrichs, what's up, Josh? So yeah, first of all, thank you. Before we start, I want to thank you guys for covering me last week. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the kind words. Thanks to Tony Hunter for taking over. I regret missing it because I wanted to talk so much about Star Trek Day, specifically about how unprepared those two red carpet hosts were. I'm
kind of glad we didn't just talk about that. I mean, there was a lot of that we could have talked. You know, I mean, they did. I feel like maybe they were trying. I don't want to say too much bad things about them. They were trying, but they did not do a very good job at that.
It just, look, it is, I don't think it is insensitive in any way, shape, or form to call them out on unpreparedness. It is like any gig. If you're an actor and you are high, you know, they're performers, right? Their job was to continue to perform. And if you are in the entertainment business, right, I would imagine that, you know, preparation is the cornerstone to any successful endeavor. Successful endeavor, especially one of entertainment, right, where you have to get up and, you know, vamp for a while.
Wait, So you're saying reading
Mhm.
tweets on your phone is not the epitome of preparedness?
It is not. It is
Oh,
not. I mean,
okay.
and
See, because
look,
I thought that's what the deal
Oh.
was.
and here's the thing: you don't have to be. I'm not saying anything like, oh,
I need to
they're
make
not
some changes. Just bear with me, okay?
No, that's really what it was like
No, it's good.
watching.
It's good now.
And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they needed to be like diehard Star Trek fans, like, or nor am I fan gatekeeping in any way, shape, or form by saying, oh, they're not fans. No. I don't care whether or not you're a fan. You were hired for a gig. You better watch some shows and be prepared to at least talk about them if you have to fill a van.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, and you thought I butchered Ricardo Montalban.
Oh my God. I heard I didn't catch it, but I heard that they mispronounced Mariner's name as Mariner.
Oh, yeah, that happened too.
Oh.
So
Okay,
Is there a
but anyway.
Jean-Luc Picard here?
Pickard, yeah.
I mean, again, they tried, but yes,
you know what it is?
agree.
They got paid for that, right? Like, they got paid. That's really what it's not like they I assume they got paid, right? They can't do those things for free out there. It's not, it's CBS All Access. So it's got to be a union.
But
it's got to be.
they could have. It seems like the year prior to this year's presentation that they definitely had better segues between panels or whatever they were doing. They had interviews or edits of the show. Here's what the show was. And I did enjoy that in the panel this year when they had, like Harry Kim come up and talk and Travis, that was kind of cool. But last year, because it was all virtual,
right.
Maybe they just did a better job at editing it. But they were trying to do a live thing. That did not work out.
It looked like whoever.
So here's what we need to do, okay?
Go ahead.
Here's what we need to do. We need to put together a pitch and go, look, we're here to help. We're at the Priority One team. We are here to help. We happen to know quite well the subject matter. Happy to help out. And let's work up a pitch. Let's work up a deal. Let's host that red carpet, man.
Look, for sure, yes. Any one of the three of us could have easily gone up there and done something, right? But not just us. There are other great podcasts already that have been out just as long as we have that, already live in the area or I'm sure would have flown out. It doesn't have to be us, but there are other personalities within the community that could have done a better job and probably would have done it cheaper.
I would have liked to seen Paul F. Tompkins MC the whole thing and introduce, and just be Paul F. Tompkins and delightful.
Now,
that would have been amazing.
Now, as far as Mika and Will Wheaton, I didn't have a problem with them at all.
No,
Mika,
they're amazing.
Mika doesn't seem to be a performer, necessarily. So there were moments where it got a little awkward. But that's gonna happen, right? But the two red carpet performers, moderators, panelists, whatever you want to call them, were grossly underprepared, right? Grossly underprepared. And I tweeted out, I was like, I can tap, I can sing, I can get through a vamp real easy. See Paramount Plus, hire me. I'll do a triple time step with you. So can Sue. Sue from Women at Warp is a tap dancer too. She's way better than I am, of course.
Oh yeah, how was this last weekend? Speaking of, let's stop dissing on Star Trek Day.
I can't help it. I just can't help it.
Let's
so
talk
you
about,
were at
you went to
New
a
York
physical convention with people.
Yeah. I went to Creations Sci-Fi Summit in Edison, New Jersey, where Roddenberry had a table there. Roddenberry Entertainment had a table there, and it was Kennedy, Sue from Women at Warp, and then Jake came down from New Hampshire and joined and offered support to us at the table just to get going. Now it was a much smaller con, and it pales in comparison to something like Vegas, but it was fun. It was nice to be able to get together with other people. Like it was kind of refreshing to be in a crowd. People were wearing their masks, except for like one or two people that seemed to not get the memo or, pulled them down and weren't, reminded quickly enough. But yeah, it was great. And I wish Tony was here because I have a Jake story. It was funny. So at STLV, you'll hear us, joke to Jake about not eating a cheeseburger. But this year, it's about lasagna. And here's what happened. I'm going to. We're walking up to Sue and Kennedy's room just before we were about to go out, and I walk onto the floor and I'm smelling something. I'm smelling what I can only what I was at the time. I was struggling for the words, but it was a musty, wet pool smell. And as I'm like when you go to the pool and you're just walking through the hotel carpets all wet and drippy and it's all musty. So that's what I'm smelling, right? But in the moment, I'm kind of struggling for those. I'm like, man, it smells like, I don't know, man. Do you smell that? And Jake goes, lasagna.
What?
And I go, no, Jake. No, not lasagna.
Wow.
What terrible lasagnas has Jake had
Well, he
for it to
likes
smell like that?
He likes to give these like parent jokes about himself, like self-deprecating parent jokes, and he's like, well, my grandma must have been cooking the wrong lasagna. But yeah, that was just, it came out right out of the blue. Lasagna. And he was all excited about it. He was lasagna. I was like, no. But yeah, it was nice to, I had the opportunity of chatting with Noah, who's been live streaming quite a bit Star Trek Online, and is so eager to get involved with the community. So I have to reach out to him, and I hope that we'll be able to collaborate on something. I'm thinking something along the lines of what we did with Rod, where we'll do like a playthrough with him. We'll play the game with him. He can share his screen, and yeah. And then it was it was nice to kind of, also engage a little bit with the Picard crew. Issa Briones and Evan Evagora do remember us from our 500th.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah, they were really excited. I told them, that we had raised over $4,000, and we're really excited about that. And we're like, oh, please. And Michelle Hurd, I was like, oh, I don't know if they told you, but we did I was explaining to her what we did. And I said, oh, we reached out, but unfortunately your schedule, it didn't team up and then line up. And she's like, well, next time you call me, I am there for that. I am 100% there for that. And they all kind of share the same.
That's great.
Rep.
They're so nice.
Yeah, and then they swung by, took the picture. Mary Chifo, always an absolute delight. She too stopped by the table with her partner. And it was really just the convention, though small, had its moments, had its shining moments. I'm sorry you guys couldn't be there. I'm sorry we haven't been able to get together yet.
I'd have loved to have seen all those folks.
Yeah,
especially Mary Chifo. Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Any
the other two
non-Trek people did you run into?
No,
Who else did you see?
I did miss. I wanted to catch the Orville panel, but I did miss it. And I did. I was, that would have been kind of cool. Actually, I should have tried to walk up to the
Did you
Orville
hear
people.
anything about it? Did they premiere anything?
No premieres, no nothing. It was just pretty much straight up get up on stage and talk.
Oh.
There wasn't even a moderator. They just got on stage and then started taking questions almost immediately for all the panels. All the panels.
That's the most awkward point for me in any, if you're going to go to a convention. Like, I really hate hearing people's questions because people sometimes, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's so awkward.
You guys have a good weekend?
Yes.
Yeah. I
went to a bar.
Yes.
And I had 2 drinks.
Nice.
And then I came home.
Yeah, speaking of bar, we on the last night, just before everybody went their separate ways, we had a few drinks with the Roddenberries. We went to a little local microbrew that has some pretty good beer, actually. Had a few drinks, talked about the next Ferengi merengue, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, fun!
Hello.
Yeah. So
awesome. That sounds
Dust
like
off
fun.
the leather pants.
Dust off the leather pants, indeed. It's the only time I'm gonna wear them is when I do something with the Roddenberries. So.
You got to keep growing your hair though.
Nah, I'm not letting it grow. I like the long.
Have you seen Tony Hunter's hair lately? You missed it last week.
No, did he cut it?
Man bun.
No,
He's got a man bun?
full on man bun.
Gross. That's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line in how similar we look. Gross. All right, you guys want to do a show?
Yeah, I guess.
Let's.
All right. Great. I'm excited to talk about The Matrix.
Ken from Chicago says Tony did a good job filling in last week.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
fun.
yes. And
I
thank
know.
you. And thank you, Matt Black. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. It was crazy. But I want to thank Roscoe for filling in and being there and, to manage the audio editing and assembly of the show and for everybody's support and messages. I really do appreciate it. So thank you all.
Stop it.
Thank you all. All right. I don't know who did the cold open last week. So
Me?
Tony did.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Tony did. Yeah, that's right.
So it's wide open.
Kat, go ahead.
Are you? I thought I did it the week before. I could be wrong. All right then. Are we recording? Do I need to put a time in?
Nah, it's fine. It's only 45 seconds.
Okay. This week on episode 523 of Priority One, the Roddenberry Foundation continues to promote a positive future. Star Trek already wins some Emmys this year. In gaming, Star Trek Online takes us through A Mirror Darkly with Reflections, and on-screen Lower Decks Season 2, Episode 6.
Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 523 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded on Tuesday, September 14th, and available for download or streaming on Friday, September 17th at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Roscoe.
Guys, I want to thank you for filling in and taking over for me last week. Thank you to Tony Hunter for being the emergency podcast host's hologram. It was I did listen to a bit of the show, and thank you for the kind words at the start of the show. I appreciate it. Thankfully, I am safe, healthy. I have my life, and it's just a car.
Excellent.
Yes.
Great to have you back. And yes, thank you to Tony for filling in last week. It was much fun to have him along, and it's also good to have you back as well.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, tell us about your convention fun, by the way.
Yeah, this last weekend, the Roddenberry Entertainment portion that lives on the East Coast was at the Creation Sci-Fi Summit in Edison, New Jersey. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to share a space with other people to celebrate Star Trek, and of course, it was amazing to be able to share a booth with Kennedy and Sue from Women at Warp, and to have Jake drive down all the way from New Hampshire to offer us support when needed, to cover the booth while we were out trying to talk to and network with some of the actors for future projects and future collaborations. So thank you, Jake. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Kennedy. It was an absolute blast, and I look forward to the next convention coming up in October 9th. Sue, Kennedy, and I will be hosting a panel at New York Comic-Con, and that's happening on Saturday. Plus, we're looking forward to all the awesome Star Trek news to happen during New York Comic-Con the weekend of October 8th. If you're going to be there, reach out to us and let us know.
I was going to go to Chicago that weekend, but the show got canceled that I was going for, so maybe I will come to New York. That'd be fun.
Yeah, October 8th. Get your tickets now, though. It might actually be too late, Ken. I hate to tell you.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll look.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
Let's move on. Now, before we jump into the news, we want to welcome new listeners to the show, and we hope you'll stay in touch. You see, this show is produced by a community of volunteers who donate their time and their talents because, like you, they're passionate about what Star Trek is all about.
So we hope you'll get involved and be a part of our community. Follow us on social media so you can share your thoughts about the weekly headlines. Join the Armada so that you can experience Star Trek gaming with like-minded Trekkies. Or consider joining the team and lending your skills and passion to producing this show.
Or, Captains, if you happen to find value in this production, then, as we've said before, you understand that this is a complete production done by volunteers from start to finish. Nobody on this production gets paid. Not I, not Kat, not Roscoe, not our audio editors, our social media. Nobody on the team gets paid. Our production is supported by our patrons. People like you who find value in this production and want to throw in $1 a month or $5 or $10, as little or as much as you can, to make sure that we can keep the lights on and that we can continue to produce the quality content you've come to expect each and every week. Just visit us over at patreon.com/priority1. Hot damn, it's like I wasn't gone.
One take. Beautiful.
I can't even spit that out on a normal night. I'm surprised that. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, let's find out what's been happening in the Star Trek multiverse.
All right, that ended at 5:55, please.
Now you may gloat about how amazing you are.
Hot damn! That improv. No, it's just, I say that it's the same, it's a lot of the same. It's memorized. It's
I'm going to change it up.
Do I have time for a refill?
Go ahead, Kat. Go get a refill.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Be right back.
Okay.
How are things down in Australia? Wait,
Cruising along.
Did you and Tony have a accent battle?
No.
Boo.
Tony says he's planning his revenge, and I laughed at that because there's no revenge to be had.
Right.
So yeah, he says he's planning something for when I least expect it. So now I'm constantly expecting something, so that'll be fine.
He's gonna forget. He's not gonna do anything. He talks a lot of shit.
Oh, look, I'm sure it's going to come out of left field at some point, and...
Oh, now that you said that, though, he's going to be on a mission.
Just Reset. Hello.
Just Reset.
On the chat.
Yeah. Hey, Reset.
And Reset
North Island, South Island. Just Reset.
Did you ask a question?
I don't know.
I
Hey,
did.
Phil Huffman.
All right, you ready?
Hey, Phil. Hey, Zeph, by the way.
Hey,
as well.
Zeph there. What's up, Zeph?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hey,
God,
Zeph.
Zeph, that video.
I know, I just
some
saw
of the
the-
best things I've ever seen in my life, Zeph.
the mirror?
Amazing.
The mirror video he did for the Mirror Gagarin?
No, the
everything.
55 years. Well, the one that
Yeah,
gave
the
me
55 years.
Yeah, the one that gave me the eyeball links for sure. Yeah, the 55 years. Yes, thanks.
I'm sorry,
Feeling
Zeph.
a
I haven't had the
bit
opportunity
emotional.
of watching it, but I'll be sure to watch it, and we'll be sure to retweet and share it on Priority One social media accounts too for that little extra.
Ooh.
Yeah. Signal boost.
Yeah, seriously, Zeph, the work that you put into those videos, I am just every single time blown away by how good they look, and you can see the effort that goes into them, and the love and the passion, mate. Just
I know,
absolutely
every
magic.
time I see it, I'm like, ooh, I want to fly that ship. How come my ship never looks that cool?
Never looks that good.
I'll
So good.
give a quick shout out to Phil Huffman. What's up? And Just Reset, who hasn't ever caught a live stream before.
Oh, very nice.
Welcome
And Jason Smith, what's up?
Ken, you missed it, man.
from the
Ken,
North
I already
Island of
talked
New
about Star
Zealand.
Trek,
So get your jandals on, head down the dairy, fill up your chili bun, and everyone's ready to rock.
Don't know
No
what
one
you
else will know
just
what that
said.
means. Great. All right, just reset, Will.
Let's do Trek It Out, where I can give my review of the Matrix Resurrection trailer. Come on. That's what the show's gonna be.
Oh,
about
is
today. The Matrix.
that
That's why we're
right?
here.
That's why we're here today.
Oh,
Josh,
okay.
Josh, you know,
Mhm.
Josh.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet, the trailer.
How dare you? How
And you came on this podcast.
dare
You
you.
came in this house.
You came in.
I
And
want to
you
be
haven't watched
surprised. Look,
Mhm.
I don't want it to be ruined for me. I just want to watch it and not
I don't
have
think
any build up.
I don't think I have ever in my life watched. Maybe I did it with because I don't think even YouTube was a thing back then with all the slow mo stuff. This was the first time that I can think of that I ever watched a trailer frame at the slowest speed that YouTube let me. And I like never. Not even Star Trek have I done that with. Not even Star Trek have I done that with. But I watched that trailer frame by frame. It was a good trailer.
Do we have a whole segment about this, or are we just you're gonna work it in?
No, I'm not. I'm just teasing.
It's a separate Google Doc
Teasing.
that Leo's written on his own. It's just him crying happy tears.
Exactly. All right, let's do
All
some Shrek It Out. So 10:25. 10:25 and 3, 2. I guess I'll do it.
Oh. Who's reading it?
On the heels, actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. On the heels of the Star Trek Day event, the franchise had cause for more celebration. During the 2-day Creative Arts Emmy event this last week, Star Trek walked away with 2 wins. First up, an outstanding special visual effects in a single episode for Star Trek Discovery's Season 3 episode, Su'Kal. Then, outstanding prosthetic makeup for a series for Star Trek Discovery episode, If Memory Serves. Now, Star Trek has been nominated for a total of 10 Emmys, and the 75th annual awards show is set to air on Sunday, September 19th on CBS. So, let's keep our fingers crossed, pray to the great bird of the galaxy, whatever you gotta do, so that Star Trek takes home several more. Ross Cat. And then Roscoe, why don't you read Rod's quote?
Cool.
The first one or the second one?
He can... Actually, you know what? Let's split it. So, Kat, you read this first whole part here, and then Roscoe jump in at What About New Trek?
Cool. All right. As Gene Roddenberry's centennial celebrations continue, his son and CEO of Roddenberry Entertainment, Rod Roddenberry, spoke with Forbes' Simon Thompson about the last 55 years and the future of Star Trek. With the first 4 original movies being remastered in 4K UHD, Rod remarks about how great it is to see how there's still a hunger for the original incarnations of Trek, saying, quote, "I think it makes Star Trek new again, especially for our new audiences. You've got the TV series now that has brought in a newer, younger demographic, and I think some people are resistant to look at older stuff. When it comes out in 4K, it looks fresh and new. I'm excited by them being introduced into the Star Trek... I'm excited... Excuse me. I'm excited by them being introduced to Star Trek through the original movies."
But what about new Trek? Well, for Rod, it's all about ensuring that any of the recent incarnations stay true to the core of what his father's vision was all about, saying, quote, he wants people like J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman and others to come along and do that. He also wanted to make sure that it remains Star Trek, as long as they are continuing the tradition and the idea of it making you think. Having it entertain is extremely important, absolutely. But let's be considering different points of view on this as well. End quote. Rod goes on to discuss his own personal history with the franchise and how it was he grew to be so invested in his father's legacy. To read about that and more, be sure to visit the links in our show notes.
You know, the interesting thing about this article is that, you know, part of that quote is also addressing the idea of someone like a Quentin Tarantino taking over. And Rod, you know, explains that although he's a fan of Quentin, you know, he can't quite see it yet, right? He can't quite put the two together, right? Because, you know, Reservoir Dogs in Space may not necessarily be the most Trek movie out there.
Upholding the ideals of what the Federation has instilled in us.
Exactly.
What?
But at the same time, he knows that Quentin is indeed a big Star Trek fan, so he could very well end up producing an incredible film, right? I mean, Quentin Tarantino's a master of dialogue. I can only imagine what could happen. It could be very well a very long diplomatic movie, right, of people just ironing out what happens in the neutral zone. But it's clear that Rod understands that, yes, there is a core philosophy of what Star Trek is, right? And that it should strive to maintain that.
Makes an interesting point regarding staying true to Star Trek. I think that quote there is particularly poignant. Let's make it entertaining, but let's keep it true. Let's keep it on the line to what Star Trek is. It's there to make you think. And as long as it's doing that, then, Rod will consider it Star Trek. And more to the point, because he's, I think it's on most projects, he's usually executive producing. I mean, he's executive producer on Lower Decks. So, yeah, it's important to get that nod, that seal of approval.
Yeah, I think, overall, if there's anybody to be able to say what is and isn't Trek, it's going to be Rod, right? I mean, not only did he grow up with the man, he was a PA on TNG. He did that documentary several years ago, Trek Nation, interviewing the fans and understanding what it means to them, reading his father's memos and notes. If anybody knows what Star Trek should be and what it should be representative of, it's going to be Rod. And I'm glad that we are a part of the Roddenberry Podcast Network for that reason. Kat, you can read it, unless you want Roscoe to read it so you can comment on it.
Oh, I don't. Either way.
Yeah, Roscoe.
I think there's plenty to comment on.
Yeah, go ahead, Roscoe.
Okay. If you're heading to Vegas anytime soon, you should definitely check out the new Star Trek Discovery themed escape room launched by Escapology. The game is set during the third season of Discovery and has opened just in time to coincide with the fourth season premiere on Paramount+. Your role in the game is acting as a civilian engineer tasked with inspecting the USS Discovery 1031 as it undergoes the refit and upgrade to the 1031A. However, sci-fi things happen during your inspection, and Discovery collides with a quantum filament, causing major hull damage. The filament's quantum resonance has also caused a polarity shift in the antimatter containment system, leading to a progressive degeneration in the containment field. If field strength falls below 15%, it will collapse, destroying the vessel and everyone aboard. Because sci-fi stuff happened, the main computer has closed emergency bulkheads across the ship, and the turbolift control system has been disabled, leaving the bulk of the crew trapped and unable to begin repairs. In a convenient turn of events, though, your turbolift stopped near the auxiliary control section. So all you have to do is override its systems. At this point, you're the best option for helping Discovery and its crew avoid disaster. Then, you and your team must escape the turbolift and communicate with a senior officer. You can save everyone if you can just re-establish communications and work together to repair the antimatter containment field before the strength falls below 15%, which is projected to be in precisely 60 minutes' time. Well, that's how long you can book the room for. Packages can be reserved at the Las Vegas Town Square location via the Escapology website, and they currently show the price for 6 people. It's a little under $250.
This sounds so fun, except I've never done an escape room. Have any of you guys done an escape room?
I did do an escape room once, and I hated it.
What? Maybe because it wasn't this one, because this sounds amazing, because you have to get out of the turbo lift.
Yes, I think that this could be fun. I wish I could see pictures of it. Like, do they have any, like, I couldn't find any.
I linked the website. They didn't show, they just have the link. It just shows the Discovery, and then you can book it.
Is just of the Discovery with some narration, but I don't see any images inside. Hopefully they can live, because the one I went to was kind of, tacky looking.
I mean,
He's
it's
like,
Vegas. You
I
figure
certainly
like they
hope
have.
so.
It's a whole. Did you see the other themes? They had a whole bunch of other stuff, like themes as far as rooms. But this one looked. I would totally do this.
Why the crap does Vegas get all this stuff? Why can't it be New York or LA or something? What's going on? Why is it Vegas?
I mean, because people go to Vegas to do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I've been to a couple of escape rooms.
Yeah.
We had one locally in my city for a while, and then everyone solved it, and no one went anymore. So that wound up, unfortunately, fairly quickly. And then I went to an escape room in Darwin, in the Northern Territory, and that was great fun. And it was themed around Darwin's water storage capacity, and some supervillain was going to poison the dam, and we had to solve it in a particular amount of time. And it was great fun, really, really good fun. You just got to throw yourself into it, start looking around the room, figuring stuff out. This one for me would be great fun because quite familiar with the source material. So
I know. I'm like,
yeah,
I
give me
got this. I know what to bet. You figure like most people that do this are probably going to be Star Trek fans.
Get me a hydro spanner, stat, and let's solve this problem, people.
Seriously.
Well, if you
Oh,
happen to
that-
be in Vegas and do this
Yeah.
escape room, let us know, please. Let us know. Reach out to us and tell us what you thought.
Yeah, we need details.
Read by Elio. All right, I guess.
This was from last week. We didn't include it because there was another one too. Yeah, so this ties into news from this week. So maybe we do want to read it this week.
It's practically quiche.
I love a quiche.
I do love quiche, the spinach one.
Fries on the side, delicious. Mwah.
Yeah.
It's practically cliche at this point. The commercial Christmas season starts earlier every year with candy canes and carols drowning out the trick-or-treaters and turkey dinners. But what if December isn't merely encroaching on the other months? Isn't Christmas adding their celebration... okay. Isn't Christmas just adding their celebrational distinctiveness to its own? Isn't Christmas adding their celebrational distinctiveness to its own? Are they not being adapted to service Saint Nick? Yes, Christmas is assimilating the calendar. And your holidays as they have been are over. Oh, we gotta get that clip in there. All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let me try that board again. And your holidays as they have been are over. I'll work on it. Festivity may be irrelevant, but that hasn't stopped Eagle Moss from creating a grim messenger of holiday cheer. Invading Sector 001 on September 30th, the Borg Cube Advent Calendar brings 24 Trek accessories to... Invading Sector 001 on September 30th, the Borg Cube Advent Calendar brings 24 Trek accessories and gifts to all good little Trekkies. Socks, coasters, coffee mugs. Each item included in the box also includes a short note with trivia and stories behind it. The calendar sells for a considerable $149.95, so your bank account might look like New Providence if there's more than one Trekkie on your gift list. However, if you're after something a bit less sovereign class, then the California line of starships may be more your style. Eagle Moss has revealed the new XL model of the USS Cerritos. The model is 9 and 3/4 inches long. The model is 9 and 3/4 inches long and faithfully reproduces the Cerrito as it appeared in the first season. It's due...
Whoa, did you just say Cerrito?
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
The model is 9 and 3/4 inches, 3/4 of an inch long. That's what it is. The model is 9 and 3/4 of an inch long and faithfully reproduces the Cerritos as it appeared in the first season. It's due in January 2022, so not quite in time for Christmas, but it will soon be joined by a model of the USS Titan. Both models are made using the actual VFX files used in Lower Decks, with both ships looking a little more animated than the usual line of starships. So, they look like they could have leapt from the screen and onto your Armada shelf. And
Oh my
as
God, Matt
Black's-
Black wins the award for the best quote.
And as Matt Black said in the chat, no, the holiday line must be drawn here. Christmas begins after Halloween. Oh, damn. Christmas begins after Halloween. This far, no farther. Ah! Bah humbug!
Just be careful you don't smash your little ships.
My little ships. Oh.
Nice. Oh my God. I'm in a first contact-a-thon.
All right. Kat, why don't you... Actually, Roscoe, read the opening line for this, and then Kat, take that first bullet.
All right.
Klaus!
Classic.
First they came for the candy, then we fall back.
Damn it! Stop being so clever. I
They
can't
came
think of
for our
anything.
milk, and we fall back.
Came for the cookies, and we fall back. 9 3/4 inches. This is, I don't know what that is. Just
The
give it to me in
platform to
metric.
get
Come on.
onto
Give
into
it to me
Star
in
Trek.
metric, please.
Oh, in metric. I was wondering when. I'll have to tell Jake to write us a Christmas skit.
Ooh, have Panda help.
Oh, Panda. Yeah, I can have Panda do it. I forget about Panda's wit.
Yeah, Panda, you're welcome. I just volunteered you for something.
Ken from Chicago says Dunkin' Donuts is already advertising pumpkin spice drinks and donuts in September.
Well, the microbrew I went to already had pumpkin something beer.
People with pumpkin. Ugh.
It's just cinnamon. What's the deal? It's just cinnamon and nutmeg. Come on.
All right.
It's not.
Together,
I mean,
though,
it's nice.
delicious.
It's fine. But anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you read this first part now.
I got this. Okay. Now, here are a few headlines that we didn't discuss but might interest you as well. Links, of course, will be in our show notes.
For her efforts to help eradicate sexual harassment from the entertainment industry, Michelle Hurd was awarded the SAG-AFTRA President's Award. Hurd, who stars as Rafi on Star Trek Picard, is an actor, activist, national board... Oh, whoops. Hold on. I meant to put an and in there. Whoops. Okay. Hurd, who stars as Rafi on Star Trek Picard, is an actor, activist, and national board member who has worked to provide resources to SAG-AFTRA members who've experienced sexual harassment and assault. Oh, wait. That didn't make any sense. Hold on. And I almost died. Hurd, who stars as Rafi on Star Trek Picard, is an actor, activist, and national board member who has worked to provide resources to SAG-AFTRA members who've experienced sexual harassment and assault, and she assisted in developing an updated guidelines and policies. Wait, that's not grammatically correct. Sorry.
Hold, please.
Okay, there we go. Hurd, who stars as Rafi on Star Trek Picard, is an actor, activist, and national board member who's worked to provide resources to SAG-AFTRA members who experience sexual harassment and assault. She also assisted in developing updated guidelines and policies to eliminate harassment and assault from the industry. Congratulations. That's a good award.
You can read this next one.
Who, me?
Roscoe.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'm totally doing this one, by the way.
Also, you can color your favorite lower deckers. The StarTrek.com website is still celebrating Star Trek Day, and you can download and print pages to a new coloring book from season 2 of Star Trek Lower Decks.
And lastly, captains, we want to remind you that you can participate in the Roddenberry Foundation's Boldly Go campaign by submitting a video, photo, letter, poem, or even just a plain old simple selfie. The theme or question to answer: describe your hopes for the next 100 years. Visit boldlygo.com to learn more.
Well, captains, that's all the news we have to trek out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
3050, please. 3050.
So what you need to do is we need to write that Picard monologue from First Contact with the Christmas theme.
Yes.
And that's what we submit to boldlygo.com.
Agree.
That's your view, your hope for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Wait a
The
minute.
Christmas comes around at an appropriate time.
Christmas gets Borgified.
Yeah, that too.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, so much gaming news.
Oh man, so much.
In honor of my temporal agent, wearing this color green today.
Nice.
Ooh,
Why is your
very
patch sideways?
nice.
Wait, why is the patch sideways? The delta.
Because this is the Captain Kirk variation.
Got it.
So it's Kirk green, delta on the side, a little bit different.
Nice.
It's just a t-shirt, so it doesn't
Nice.
have the rank, unfortunately, but still. It doesn't have a lot of the same flourishes, but hey, it's a Roddenberry shirt, man. It's good stuff.
Well, we didn't set these up to be read by, but
We shall figure it out.
yeah, I'm like, yeah.
All right. Ready? Okay, so gaming is
Excuse me.
starting at 32. Hold on. 32:45. 3, 2. I'll read this version. It's policy here at Priority One that we love charity bundles, and if it isn't, well, it should be. The latest effort from Star Trek Online and Fanatical.com is no exception. Following the familiar format, players can select one of 2 reward tiers based on their donation amount. The first tier, $1. You get a 32nd Century Vanity Shield overlay, a Rainbow Rice and Caracal, and the charitable title. If you pony up $8 or is it more? Can you give more dollars? Can you give more? Than
Yeah,
8?
you can customize it.
All right. If you give more than $8, you get all those items from tier 1. You get all those items from tier 1 and a Narendra class starship support cruiser, the Voral support battle cruiser, a fleet ship module, a gold tech upgrade, and 30 low-buy crystals. Kat, why don't you take it from and then take it on from the benefits.
Right. But the benefits don't stay in-game. Each purchase of any tier in the bundle earns you a chance to win the grand prize. Tier 1 purchases earn a single grand prize entry, while Tier 2 purchases net you 5 entries. The winner gets a place on Star Trek The Cruise 5, a ticket worth over $5,000. I don't know if God needs a cruise ship, but I sure wouldn't mind getting on this one. The winner also receives a digital copy of every expansion pack available for Star Trek Online. That's Legacy of Romulus, Delta Operations, Temporal Agent, Gamma Vanguard, and Discovery Operations. All in all, that's more than $720 worth of stow goodies. You can also get one free entry into the grand prize drawing by visiting a link you'll find in our show notes, which requires you to sign up for the Fanatical newsletter. Nearly 90% of the sales price on these charity bundle items will benefit the Boys and Girls Club of America, providing children with safe and fun places to grow and thrive, and and offering mentoring life.
Take it back a little bit.
Damn it.
Take it
I'll
back
start
nearly.
nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly 90% of the sales price on these charity bundle items will benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, providing children with safe and fun places to grow and thrive, and offering mentoring life-enhancing programs.
So I have a question here. If I buy a bunch of $8 tier 2s, does the Lobby stack up?
You would need to buy them under different accounts because
think
it's
it's
account bound through Fanatical.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't just buy, like 300 Lobby, right? I wouldn't be able to do that. On my main character account.
I think you can only claim it one time, like claim one of these one time, but I could be wrong.
I
don't know. It never even occurred to me that you could do that.
Somebody go QA that and let me know immediately before reporting it, please. No, this is seriously a great bundle. These these items certainly are enticing in some aspect, especially at the $8 tier, right? You get the gold tech upgrade, the fleet module, you get those ships.
I mean, yeah, if you didn't have those ships, that's 2 ships for, a little $8 basically.
Right.
I did
Might
not
as
have
well-
those ships.
You didn't?
So
I already had
no,
those ships.
It was a great deal.
But I wanted all the other things.
And to
So-
support a good cause too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Roscoe, why don't you read the one you...
How does the Vanity Shield, 32nd Century Vanity Shield, look?
I don't know. I
Feature.
haven't. I just got it like a little while ago, so I haven't seen it yet.
Roscoe, why don't you read what you wrote?
All right. With the conclusion of the Klingon Civil War, you would think Starfleet and members of the Alliance would have time for a little bit of exploration in Star Trek Online. Think again. As a Mirror Universe Admiral once said,
I thought I heard a
quote,
tribble,
"You
and it's
haven't
the cat."
seen the last of me."
What?
I thought I heard a tribble, but I'm pretty
What?
sure it's the cat purring.
Oh, can you hear her?
Yeah.
I can't hear her.
I was like, who's
happy.
playing with a tribble? Who the heck is playing with all those tribble
Yeah.
toys?
That's what Cat's
But
doing.
I'm
She's
pretty
just got a pet
sure
tribble there.
It was the cat.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Roscoe. I think you finished it pretty well. I think there's enough of a delay that I think you continue reading through the end.
Yeah. All right. This newfound peace is short-lived as a new danger emerges from the Mirror Universe. A former enemy, Admiral Leeta, voiced by Star Trek Deep Space Nine star Chase Masterson, is being hunted by the Mirror Universe's Kumake, a Terran Empire special agent. Players will team up with Admiral Leeta to stop Kumake and her Terran forces from using stolen information to bring destruction to the Prime Universe. Captains can investigate this looming threat in a new featured episode, Firewall, as well as participate in a new ground TFO, Operation Wolf. Captains can also earn daily progress by playing the Counterpoint TFO and the episode Jabberwocky to work towards claiming the brand new Tier 6 Mirror Gagarin Miracle Worker Battlecruiser. It's also worth noting the first captain on your account to claim the ship also receives 8 Terran Empire Agony Phaser Weapons packs, which each contain your choice of starship weapon type, and 3 Ultimate Tech upgrades, beam, cannon, projectile tech, which may be used to upgrade any starship weaponry. The new Terran ship has 4 forward and 4 aft weapon. The new Terran ship has a 4 forward, 4 aft weapon layout compared to the regular 5-3 layout of the Gagarin. It features a Lieutenant Commander Command
Do me a favor,
Specialist.
take that. It features, you did that lip smack, and it kind of bled into.
Cool. The new Terran ship has a 4 forward and 4 aft weapon layout compared to the regular 5-3 layout of the Gagarin. It features a Lieutenant Commander Command Specialist Bridge Officer seat and a universal console, the destructive Protomatter Wave Projector. The wave projector targets multiple vessels, ripping apart their hulls. If they are destroyed, then they send out a secondary shock wave, which may infect other targets in a chain reaction. Lots to talk about here, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here we are. We've got a new mission. I'm looking forward to playing it. I have to say, I'm sure you guys talked about this last week. I created my temporal agent, and I think I realized what happened in 2016. I think I was in a show, and so I didn't get to finish. But compared to other recruitment events, you've got to play through like 5 missions, through 5 solid missions, not including the tutorial, just to get the temporal tesseract.
You've got to play through the arc as opposed to just playing through the tutorial.
Yeah. So I'm going through that, and I'm looking forward to this as well. It's always fun to have Chase Masterson return and play Evil Lita. And it came out today, the day that we are recording this, and I have not had the opportunity of playing it. Have either of you?
Yes.
Nope. All right.
I did. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I want to point out last week I was not that enthused that they were doing a new storyline in the Mirror Universe. But thinking about it, and after playing the mission today, which is beautiful, by the way, it's actually a really good idea because it puts you in the Mirror Universe. They're not going to be affected by the canon that's being laid out by any new Trek. So they are developing their own storyline, which I love because it's stacking up to be a fantastic storyline.
Now, is Jabberwocky a new mission, or is that an old one?
I thought that was an old one.
I thought so too.
It is an old one.
Before.
Because we've had this whole mirror, this has been before.
I think Jabberwocky that was the DS9 era, right? The DS9 arc.
Yeah, so it's one of the missions where your captain finds the orb of the prophets, but it's an orb from the Mirror Universe, and you have to return.
Right.
Where we first meet Mirror Lita. That's what Matt Black. Oh, is that the ground one on Bajor?
Yes, I'm pretty
where
sure.
Where you go. Oh, that's one's not my favorite.
It's an oldie.
But
a goodie.
I do like Mirror Bajor. That place is awesome. Yeah. So I'm.
Look, we've all called in at the Blue Antenna to have a drink.
Yeah, the workmanship and the quality and the environments on this mission are beautiful. And I want to ask Nick Duguid if that warp core in the mission that we get to see is the one he designed, because it's so cool.
Now, let me ask you this. The TFOs that they're making, are they also a part of the mission? Like you do it and then that becomes the
I don't know. I haven't played the TFO yet. Okay. So the chat, if any of you guys have played the new TFO, is it a ground part of the firewall mission, or did they do something new? I hope it's something new, but I have a seeking suspicion it's one of these parts in the new mission.
Now, the other thing to come out from this is the elite training token, right? This is also being released with this new mission. And so for those of you who are unaware, the elite training token behaves with similar mechanics as it was with the ships when you got like a bonus slot for a trait, right? For one
The
of your space
experimental upgrade
trades.
token.
Yeah, an experimental upgrade token. Right. So think of it as an experimental upgrade token for your paper doll character, ground character, right? Not for the ship, which will increase your personal ground trait slot by 1. It adds an additional personal space trait and an additional kit module slot, along with an additional device slot. So I forget how much is that selling for? It's on sale.
It's on sale right now for 35% off, and I only looked at the price for the 3-pack, which was, I believe, normally like 2,000 Zen, and right now it's over 35% off of that is.
So the 3-pack is this token is per character, right? So you buy it with one, and then you can
per account. So you can buy it on one character and put the other 2 in your account bank.
And then
use it on one.
right.
Yeah, and then transfer it. I mean, I suppose you could mail them to yourself too, but somehow transfer it to another character. This is dangerous because some of us have a whole lot of characters, and I want all of these things on all of those characters. Dang it, curse you, Cryptic, with taking money from me.
Yeah, Matt Black writes in the chat the MSRP is 3,000 Zen, but it's currently 1950.
Oh, okay. So the sale price, yes, is 1950.
I would think about getting the 3-pack. I pretty much stay with my one main tune, but there are occasions where I will switch to something or have to switch to something. So I might buy the 3-pack on sale and then just store the other tokens should I need to switch characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play all of my characters all the time. So this is to me like how I use the experimental ship upgrade tokens, because I don't use them on every ship, but the ships I do play or that I'm committed to on a character, I definitely will do this. So the characters I play most often, I'm for sure going to put this on.
Mm-hmm. Me as well. Yeah, I certainly don't have as many characters as Kat. Praise. Just respect. That is said with respect and love, by the way. But I think a 3-pack to start off. It's also worth noting as well that if you launch Star Trek Online through the Epic Games launcher, and you want to get a free Terran Incursion pack that includes a Terran Empire Sonic Phaser stun pistol, an Elite Services starter pack, and a small XP boost, then you can download the game and launch through the Epic Games launcher, and that pack can be claimed once per account. So there's an option there to maybe get yourself an Elite Services starter pack. That's excellent. Handy. The token, yeah, I will probably get this for my core characters, and then as they become available, because if they're similar to the experimental upgrade tokens, they'll be made available through other means in the game. They'll be made available through playing content in the game at later stages. So I'll probably
What do you think will be made available?
Oh, the tokens?
Yeah. The Elite training tokens. If it's anything like the experimental upgrade tokens, they become available through content. It's become available through playing content later in the game. It was first introduced.
Oh, yeah.
And now
as like a reward. Yeah, it's like a reward for events, but it's also in the Phoenix prize pack occasionally.
Exactly.
In an ultra rare pack, will give you experimental ship upgrade tokens. They may do something like that for this, which would be nice.
That's sweet of you to think.
I mean, it could happen.
They've done it before. Why wouldn't they not do
the
it
price
again, Leo?
point
It's
is
just going to take time.
is similar. Yeah, we do need a dilithium sink, which I feel like that could have been a really good dilithium sink.
Not
but
a bad idea.
Maybe they'll do a limited time dilithium sink like they did with the vanity shields, which they should totally do that again because I need to buy some more.
All right, why don't
You're away for a week, Elio, and just the cynicism that I'm getting from you.
I'm pissed off that the Cerritos is in a lockbox. I'm sorry. That's just
circling back.
Really, I don't know why. I mean, we talked about it last week.
It's not the Cerritos. It's a Parliament class ship. It's different.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Sure. In
Do we
Armada
want to talk
news-
about?
Oh,
Do
what?
we want to mention anything else?
I don't think so. I think a lot of this we should save for next. The production notes you're talking about.
Yeah, because I need to go to the Lobby store and buy all the new things, which I have not had a chance to do yet. I literally only played the mission and then logged out.
What's in the lobby
So-
store that you want?
Oh my God, there's so many new things. There's lower decks uniforms.
Lower decks.
Yeah, there's a new Shax's phaser cannon thing, which is apparently everyone has to have it now. It's like a phaser Boolean cannon. Yeah, it looks awesome. There's some other stuff in there, but those are the main things I gotta go get.
Huh.
So yeah.
How much is the Shax's rifle? Is it under 30 lobby?
It's probably 50. Well, unless they're having a Lobby sale, it's probably 50. Usually the weapons are 50.
40 currently. Darn it! Matt Black says it's 40 for Shax's phaser.
I
And
mean, you
charity
literally.
the charity bundle's 30 lobby. Darn it!
You don't have 20 Lobies. You could open 5
I forgot-
boxes.
I forgot what I ended up like splurging all my lobby. I had like 10 years worth of lobby that I ended up like blowing on something, and I don't remember what it was.
Oh, well, I hope it was during a sale because that's the only
I think
time you
so.
should
I think
spend
it
that
was
stuff.
like I needed one of those consoles that you can only have gotten at some point. I don't know what I needed it for. But
Whoa, hold on. Kel MG, are you kidding me that the lower decks uniform is the top only, no pants? That is not cool. And those 32nd century pants, those cost Lobby too. So, I am not happy about that. What the hell? Come on, people. Give us some pants.
Well, speaking of pants, what's going on in Armada news?
A whole lot. If you did not know, we had been taking a hiatus from the live stream we wanted to like refresh things a little bit. So last week we premiered the new live stream. So just so that everybody knows, come join us on Saturdays. We stream live every Saturday now. Come and hang out. We run missions. We talk about Star Trek Online. It's really fun. So if you want to do that and you are in the Armada, just look at the fleet tab for the events that will tell you what time it happens in your local time zone.
Coming at you one leg at a time with other gaming news is Roscoe. You like my pants segues? I'm on fire.
Those are
tonight.
amazing. Way to go.
Belt up, mate. Come on. Okay. All right. For years, Stowe was a preeminent source for new Trek stories. And what's a new Trek story without a ship? Cryptic's designs helped progress the post-Nemesis state of shipbuilding art, establishing distinct aesthetics for a modern 25th century. Now 2021's a different scene with 5 distinct television series and other MMOs generating new ships of their own. That said, Stowe's contributions aren't going unnoticed. The continuing mission blog for Star Trek Adventures recently posted fan-made guidelines for bringing Cryptic's Atrox and Aspero class carriers into the tabletop world. The unofficial Stowe to Star ship conversion assigns stats and traits based on their online counterparts, so you can drag and drop them into your campaign. It's an interesting look at RPG mechanic design, if that's your thing. And if you're listening to this podcast, that's a pretty safe guess. But it also reflects Cryptic's success in creating ships that become Trek characters in their own right.
And here's a quick gaming news roundup. With Reflections taking us back into the Mirror Universe, Star Trek Online's original ships are getting some fresh new looks. Looks that could kill, that is. 10 of Cryptic's 25th Century Federation designs, including the fan-favorite Pathfinder, have been offered a bit of a touch-up with this new arc. ranging from new materials to full-blown remasterings. The Terran Empire is also getting their own version of 4 ships: the Shran, Reliant, Andromeda, and Pathfinder. Dressed to impress and distress. Fucking Panda, man. He is so good. For fans of Star Trek Online's story blog posts, this was all relayed via a private... For fans of Star Trek Online's story blog posts, this was all relayed in a private communique from Vice Admiral Hemphill.
Mm-hmm. Literally Hemphill.
This was all... Okay. For fans of Star Trek Online's story blog posts, this was all relayed in a private communique from Vice Admiral Hemphill of Starfleet. Or is it Lord Baron Vice Admiral of Starfleet? The answer? Yes! Remember, Captains, to learn more about these gaming headlines, be sure to review the show notes for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com.
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now let's look on screen for the latest episode of Lower Decks.
All right, 5606. 5606. I almost went right on screen. Is this feedback all from I think this feedback's all from last week, right?
Let me see.
Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
All right, so closing
it
at
out.
5635. 5635.
Oh.
Well, that wraps up episode 523 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends.
But we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley, Peter Archibald, and Gerald Bosch.
Oh, sorry. Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment or voice message on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
This episode of... so are we skipping this, or do we have to get this back into the show somehow?
Yeah, I can include it next week.
All right. This episode of Priority One is brought to you by our patrons through Patreon.com. During these, Captains, this last year and forever has been difficult, no doubt. And we are humbled by the continued support of our patrons who find value in the content that we produce each and every week. I have to start talking like this because it's bold.
Sorry. That's not what I meant to do.
Visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Priority One.
And don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Daniel, Rand, Alex, and Lennon. Thanks to our producer, Jake, and associate producers, Shane and Thomas. Together, they help us organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our graphic artist, Alejandro, with support from Jason of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to our brand spanking new social media managers, Sarah and James. Welcome to the team. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners. Because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. And that ended at 59:40, please. 59:40. I'm just going to keep rolling for on screen. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining us on this live broadcast recording of Priority 1. This episode will be edited and ready for release on Friday. We hope you'll listen to that, because that'll also include our review of Thursday's episode of Lower Decks. And, yeah, that's about it. Say goodnight, everybody.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
yeah, thank you for a great chat tonight. Just
Absolutely.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the
Great
chat
to catch up with you all.
The chat was
Props to
uh,
Matt Black.
the
You
chat
guys
was
were on fire.
Yeah, on fire. And don't forget to let us reach out and let me know if you're going to be going to New York Comic Con. Jamal, like, are you going to be there? I wonder who else is in the chat that might be from the area. But is Jamal? Yeah, Jamal's in there. All right, guys. Good night. See y'all later.
Bye, y'all.